Okay, Smart Shop. Uh, this is the shipping piece. I have a menu or a tab for scheduling for later use. I just wanted to show that so I show how the UI will be expressed, perhaps. Okay, these shipping requests are have been generated in Smart by the project manager. Uh, They're automatically show up here, the highest number first. Uh, I can always refresh, bring back more. They come back in groups of 20, or filter or search on criteria. So the folks at Workshop can find the requests without the project manager having to email it. Um, there's a print icon here which will print the shipping request so it can be printed at Workshop, and this may actually not be a print, but maybe it's an Excel file, whatever we is determined is needed. So that will give the request with the shipping information and all the line items. So shipping orders are uh, created at Workshop. There may be some number for any shipping request. So if everything's going to ship at once, maybe there's only one. If it's multiple shipments, uh, there can be X number. It will depend on what's happening with this particular order, but this gives Workshop the ability to keep track of what's been shipped on what order without having to get this confusion with multiple ship requests. That being said, I think if the project managers know there's going to be multiple shipments on an order, they could create multiple ship requests. So anyway, that's stuff maybe we hash out a little bit. But so I'm going to go ahead here and create a shipping order for this Lake Charles ship request by hitting this plus sign. I now have a shipping order created. And there's three areas here on our far right. No, that's left. Shipping order details. These are the same details that are in Smart now. So cost, crating, and can be filled out at the appropriate time. In the middle are the items that are on the ship request, and they contain the side mark, the quantity of that request, the quantity that was on the line item, and any previously shipped quantities. And then on the right here is the tree which will contain the containers that these items will go in. And this is the part that by building this allows us to do a packing list. When we create this shipping order, this master it's there for technical reasons, is automatic, and you can't do anything with that container. So this returns to shipping requests up here, this arrow, and that takes me back here. And so here is our shipping order for Lake Charles. Now I can either double click here or hit the edit button to get back to my ship request, my ship order. So I want to go ahead and assign these to the boxes and containers they're in. Now there are a couple places we can add the containers, but I'm going to do it over here. So under the master, I'm going to add a palette, and then under the palette, I'm going to add a box. I'm going to add a box. I'm going to add a third box. Okay. A couple items here. These are automatically sequenced. So box 1, box 2, box 3. That sort of has to be that way. However, if we want to give it some other name, I can edit the container detail, and I do have a label field on a container and also a field for weight and declared value for that particular container. Whether we use any of that is to be determined. Okay, so I have these three boxes under this palette. Okay, Coming back to the middle, I am going to add these request items to the appropriate container. So I'm going to go down one, just double click. I'm going to say I want to add this to box 1. The quantity to add here, 8, will automatically have this quantity as a default there. So I'm going to add that to box 1. You can see it's now over here in the tree. So I'm going to work down the whole list. Add this to box 1. Add this to box 1. Add this to box 2. Now I know this may not be realistic that you can get 108 or something in a box, but this is just for demonstration purposes. If I try to double click this and add it back again to the same box, it will not let me. It'll tell me it's already in there, and I'll put this one in box 3. Okay. So now I've put each side mark in a box. If perhaps I said, oops, these are really in box 3, I can drag and drop this over here. So there is some editing capability. I can also edit the ship item detail. If I had the quantity wrong, I can adjust it there. So then up here I have a validate button, which says, clicking it will tell me which shipping request items are in containers, and it'll tell me, and the quantities and the quantity remaining, and we'll see we're all 0. And then this list down here will say which things did I not put in containers. So this needs to happen, this validate, before I can actually ship. So now I have validated. When I ship here, it will, this isn't functional yet, but it will change some statuses, send out some emails like it does now, and lock a couple things down, but that's the ship button. Prior to doing that, or whenever, there's a printer icon here that says print packing list. I don't have this functional yet, but this will either create the paper or the Excel sheet packing lists in the format that get determined and based on this tree here, so we know what side mark is in what box in what quantity. So that is it at a very high level, and hopefully that gets us, or gets you, enough information where we can have some further discussion as I continue to work on this. Before my plan would be to, when we get far enough along, to get a test version of this down at workshops, so folks can sit down and work through it and test and spend some time, and we can find out what works and what doesn't work. So that is it for now, my very first video.